welcome to the Huddle Breakdown, a special little episode this week in addition to our normal show, as well as being joined as always by James and Alan. I am joined by Tom Midler. Tom, for anybody who doesn't know, Tom, you cover, amongst your many talents, you are concentrating a lot on the Austrian Bundesliga. I, for one, just learned it's also called the Bundesliga, so I've already been educated. But obviously, with our Austrian opponent Sturm Graz this week in the Europa League, we thought it'd be good to get Tom on and get some insights into our opponent and what we can potentially expect. Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Really nice to speak to you all.
It's great to have you. I understand you're enjoying some of the sights of our beautiful country for a couple of days before the game.
Yeah, I've lived in Austria for a long time now, but I've got family in Scotland, so I've popped back to Dumfries and Galloway to enjoy some Scottish views, some scenery and countryside before heading up to Glasgow on Thursday. So yeah, loving it so far and looking forward to the rest of it in Scotland.
Excellent. Austria, a famously ugly country, as we all know. Not really. Alan, it was you and James that informed me that Tom was going to come on. It's great to have him on the podcast, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tom, Sturm Graz coming to Celtic Park. In some ways, they couldn't be coming at a better time from an Austrian perspective. Celtic were an absolute shambles at the weekend against Dundee. I mean, we were just talking off air before you joined us. Couldn't remember the last time the performance was as poor as that. There's a lot of unhappiness, unrest around the club at the moment. For various reasons which we don't need to bore you with, but this is probably a good time. Is the short story really to be playing Celtic? How are Sturm Graz feeling about things coming into this game? Top of the league in Austria, obviously. They're feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one because obviously they've got this unusual sort of Glasgow doubleheader of Rangers at home and Celtic away. And, we wouldn't have thought when the draw was made that they'd be playing sort of a crisis mode Rangers and then a kind of Celtic that are quite unsettled as well. So it has made the build up to these games quite interesting from the Sturm Graz perspective. They themselves struggled at the start of the season. They'll be so happy to be top of the league with a game in hand, 3 points clear with a game in hand, because it hasn't been all that convincing yet at the beginning of this campaign. They've had other teams that have kind of stumbled, teams that have fallen away already this early in the season, started strongly and faded. Other teams just sort of chucking away points here and there. And that's allowed Sturm Graz to sort of slowly find their feet in the campaign and just pick up a little bit of momentum. And I think if they were sort of second or third at the moment, they'd be all right with it, but they'll be really happy to be top.
Yeah, and in terms of the performances there, you alluded to the fact that I noticed that, looked on Opta by the sort of XG table, they would be third on expected points rather than top. They've lost a few home games, but they seem to have an excellent away record. Is that meaningful coming into this game? Do you think they're more effective away from home, or is that just a quirk of the way that the games have fallen?
Yeah, it is something of a quirk, but it's still a useful one for them as well. They'll, they have proven themselves outside of Graz, which is important. So it's definitely something that's going to be in the backs of their minds coming into this one, something that adds a little bit of extra belief on Thursday that they can do it in Glasgow.
We hope you enjoyed this free preview from all of us here at the Huddle Breakdown. We know you have options and we really appreciate you tuning in. To hear the rest of this episode and for much more Huddle Breakdown content, head on over to www.huddlebreakdown.com. We hope you consider subscribing. Thank you.